welcome to the newspaper review today on TAF TV. And with you today on the paper review is no other person than Jennifer Adawamo. I'll be taking you through the papers, we'll be looking at the newspapers and know what is happening, the interesting topics so far. You know, right now in Nigeria, in the society at large, there are still reactions. Reactions are still ongoing about the just concluded presidential election, and I might not just speak the people's mind, but right now, like the other day on the 1st of March, people tagged that particular day as a Black Wednesday, being the 1st of March. But anyway, life continues. It is an election. It's not a do-or-die affair. In as much as the people are beginning to say this is what we want, INEC has rigged the election, please other candidates speak out, this is not the correct result, we still plead with every one of you out there, please don't do anything crazy. Don't go mad about it. Just behave calmly, just as beautiful souls that we are. We don't want to keep on losing anybody. So we are moving straight into the order of the day, and that will be the review. And before then, I want to apologize. Today I don't have any guests. For one reason or the other, I'll be doing it alone, and I promise you, you're going to enjoy it. Try and join us on our social media handles. You can go to the YouTube. Join us on YouTube. We remain TAF TV, and you can hit the subscription button so that you can be the first to always get notifications from us whenever we upload our contents. Okay, right now we'll move over to the business of the day, and I'm starting with the This Day newspaper. On This Day newspaper, we've got lots of interesting topics. In fact, the headlines here are very, very interesting. I will go with this one, and I'm very sure you will like it. This one says, Obi whips, says he won election, will prove it. And article also says, poll worst since 1999, our challenges. And these on the front page of This Day newspaper. And the next one here says, 6 states ask court to declare INEC's pronouncement of Tinubu as president-elect null, void, of no effect. 6 states ask court to declare INEC's pronouncement of Tinubu as president-elect null, void, and of no effect. And you see, have more about it. Says, for failure to transmit presidential election results electronically as required by Electoral Act, commissions, regulations, and guidelines, then claim federal government has powers to compel INEC as agency of government. You can see this story on the page 8 of This Day's newspaper. You can go to the newspaper stand, get your paper, and read this up on the page 8 of This Day's newspaper. And the next one we have here says, Nigeria's election badly flawed, INEC failed, says Financial Times in editorial. Advises court should take hard look at Tinubu's victory if challenged. And this you can also read up on the page 8 of This Day's newspaper. And lastly, I would love to take this one also on the front page. They rigged the election. They rigged the election. Okay, guys, right now, I want to analyze the very big one here. And I know that you agree with me that this is a very big topic. That's the presidential candidate of the Labour Party presidential election that was just carried out on the 25th, Saturday last week, the 25th of February. Peter Obi whipped. The man went down. He was broken. We can't say it wasn't called for. Anyone that had passed through that stress, anyone that has gone through such a rigorous time, the campaign, the moving here and there, the movement from one state to the other, the town hall meetings, and at the end, when you have already felt that victory, true victory, is yours, and the whole thing was taken from you. is quite touching. And at the World Press Conference yesterday, being Thursday at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party wept. I don't want to use the word, I don't want to keep using the word weep. He was broken. He went down. And you know, sometimes when a person is broken, when the load is too much, you are just supposed to be allowed to, you know, cry. Let the tears roll. And you know, when the tears roll, you know, some ideas can just come in. So the presidential candidate of the Labour Party wept while at the press conference yesterday. And after his weeping, he said he won the election and that he will prove it to Nigerians. And that he will prove it to the APC president-elect, that is Bola Tinubu Ahmed. And before I move over to the next part, I want to actually read word for word what Obi had said. This particular one, he said, "The good and hard-working people of Nigeria have again been robbed by our supposed leaders who we trusted. However, let me appeal to all Nigerians to remain peaceful and be law-abiding and conduct themselves in the most responsible manner. Please be assured that Dati and I, indeed all of us, that this is not the end but the beginning of journey to the birth of a better Nigeria." You know, there's one thing about this Labour Party candidate. He's very calm. And in his calm nature, he has also pleaded with every of his supporter that is not in support of Tinubu's win to please be calm. This is an apology and telling you that this is not the end, rather the beginning of the journey of a better Nigeria. And here also he said, this place said, asked if there was enough evidence to back his claims. He said, "We are not yet in court. That is why they persist. And they asked me to go to court. I don't want to answer questions. I am on my way to court. If I tell you all these, I don't know what I will be telling the court. We have passed that stage because we were asked to go to court. So let's go there. Remember that I am obedient. I am going to go where I am directed to go." So to the obedient followers out there, to the obedient supporters, your man have told you to be calm. That he is an obedient follower. He's been told to remember that the APC candidate, that is the president-elect right now in Nigeria, Bola Tinubu Ahmed, has told the Labour Party and the PDP that if they aren't satisfied, they can go to court. This wouldn't be complete. This particular analysis wouldn't be complete without bringing Atiku. Atiku was also in a different World Press Conference yesterday, and together with his party, that's the PDP, he has said they aren't satisfied with the result as well, and that they will go to court. And that Atiku actually mentioned that from 1999, during the Obasanjo's rule, that he has actually won 11 court cases. 11 court cases he won 11 times. So this is a very great one indeed, telling Nigerians, telling the PDP followers, so please calm down. We don't actually accept the result as well. So they will also be going to court. And with that, we are moving over to the next paper for the day. And the next paper I have here is the Daily Trust. Okay, on the Daily Trust today, I always like going with the big one. We have presidential poll, worst in our history. And that is coming from Atiku and Obi. Presidential poll, worst in our history. And that you can find on the page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And the next one here says, Dan Amaru of Duse, wife, 2 children killed in auto crash. This one is very sad. It's a sad one indeed, or anyway, we'll sympathize with the family of Dan Amaru. And on to the next one says, ECOWAS, AU, reaffirm commitment to supporting Nigeria achieve growth. ECOWAS, AU reaffirm commitment to supporting Nigeria achieves growth. You can read this up on the page 34 of the Daily Trust. And the next one here we have says, Buhari commissions 32 megawatts NNPC Maiduguri power plant. This is a bravo on that, on the hand of the president, on the side of the president is a very big bravo. Oh, anyways, congratulations, Mr. President. And I have this very sad one on the Daily Trust. This one here says, man jailed 14 years for raping 14-year-old daughter. This sounds very pathetic. Man jailed 14 years for raping 14-year-old daughter. This one here sounds very, very pathetic. Could you imagine? A man, a father, that is, you rape your own blood. I don't care whether it's 14, whether it's 30, whether it's 50, you rape your own blood. Anyway, he's been served what he deserves. He has been imprisoned for raping his own daughter, and he has been given a 14 years imprisonment. Finally, on the Daily Trust here, I'll be taking the last one, but not the least. Identities of 37 herders killed in Nasarawa airstrike unveiled. Identities of 37 herders killed in Nasarawa airstrike unveiled. All right, I would love to begin the analysis with this very one here. Presidential poll was in our history. That is true if I am asked, because since 1999, since democracy came, I think this is the most controversial election we've ever had. This is the most controversial election, a period where electronic use was brought, a period where the INEC chairman has promised Nigerians the usage of beavers to transmit their results electronically, and at the end of the day, the whole thing was done manually. It's very controversial. This particular period, there's one striking thing about this election in 2023. There's a striking thing coming from me, and that's, in my own opinion, youths actually came out. They came out in large. They came out to vote. And at a point where youths came out to vote, where youths believed that their votes will count, where youth believe that democracy is what it is, a government where you have your rights, you can speak, you can vote, and your votes can count. After that, what happened to their belief? Their belief was just thrown to the mud and stepped upon. When they actually had the first-hand information of what the result looked like, at the end of the day, they were given results that weren't actually what they saw. It's quite, I don't want to use the word pathetic, it's frustrating, it's pathetic. In fact, this is the most controversial election that I've ever seen in Nigeria. Anyways, I don't want to hit it much. We'll be moving over to the next part when we return from a short break.
Hey there! Are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers, and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators, and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
Welcome back. Still on the newspaper review today on TAF TV, and we'll move over to the next paper. The next paper we'll have here is the Nigerian Tribune. And on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune today, we have US to INEC. Address concerns ahead of March 11 polls. US to INEC. Address concerns ahead of March 11 polls. Next here we'll have Naira redesign policy. Supreme Court to deliver judgment today. Naira redesign policy. Supreme Court to deliver judgment today. And that is on the page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune. And next here we have APC falls PDP. LP explains why some of its strongholds were lost. APC faults PDP. LP explains why some of its strongholds were lost. And that is on the page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune. And the very big one here says, February 25 poll, rape of democracy will be challenged in court. And that is coming from article. February 25 poll, rape of democracy will be challenged in court. And this is coming from article, and that's on the page 3. Says, Obi left PDP out of fear. Party 1 certificate of return issued to Tinubu withdrawn. You can read this up on the page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. And the next one here says, police arrest 16 suspected ritualists with 10 human skulls in Oyo State. That's on the page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune. And I will take this, the last but not the least here says, Chrisland, Whitney Adeniro died out of electrocution. This is coming from the Lagos State government. And if you are interested in this particular headline, you can read it up on the page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And final, the last but not the least here, I want to actually read this out for you. And this says, Oyo people say no to Jagba politicians. Oyo State must ignore Jagba politicians on March 11. For 8 years, they brought nothing to Oyo State from their sojourn in Abuja. Now, they want our people's votes. GBT Lobade, Seyi Makinde is tested and trusted. On March 11, let's renew his mandate. Omi Tuntu Igba, and this is coming from the people of Oyo State. Okay, I would want us to look into some amazing and interesting headlines here on the Nigerian Tribune. I will take these first. I'll just go through some of them. They're quite interesting because they've made it to the front paper. That means all are interesting and are important. And I want to talk about this one. Atiku, as a presidential candidate of the People Democratic Party, has spoken out. He says, February 25 poll, rape of democracy will be challenged in court. That is coming from article. He has promised a challenge. He has promised to take Tinubu of the APC to court. He has promised them to get ready, get prepared, put together whatever their evidence is, and meet him in court. You know, he's tagging the democracy, the poll, a rape. And you know, when we say something is a rape, you know, that makes me to feel like something that was done forcefully, something that was snatched is not yours. You didn't seek consent, for Christ's sake. You didn't seek consent. And you went into this person. You raped democracy. You thought of democracy. In fact, right now, democracy is lying naked, looking for whom to clothe him. Democracy is crying. That is what article is telling us, that this is a rape of democracy, and that the PDP, the APC should prepare themselves to meet him in court. And also, the party has declared their wish that the certificate of return be collected from Tinubu, be withdrawn from Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC party. And I want us to talk about this very one here. You know, some 3 weeks ago, I want to say the month of January, before the presidential election, there's this trending story of the girl, the teenage girl, about 12 years old, that died. Chrisland schools in Lagos State. And this is coming from the Lagos State government. They have said that Whitney, that's the girl's name, Whitney Adeniro, has died as a result of electrocution, that she was shocked. We don't know how truthful this is, but whatsoever it is, parents have been losing their kids. So many things have been happening. In fact, this time around, we employ the schools to please fix CCTV cameras in your school. These things are not too expensive. These things are, let me not use the word cheap, but they are quite affordable. Having such a big school, you cannot be babbling that you don't know what happened to your student, to your ward, to someone that was given to you and you were paid. Please, take care of this child for us. And at the end of the day, you come to tell the parents of that child a story. I bet you, if Whitney's mom is to take in right now, the baby will not grow immediately. That child can never be Whitney. That child can never be Whitney Adeniro. That child will bear his or her name. Please, for avoid this kind of occurrences, I beg you, schools, especially the big ones, because you're in custody of people's children, people's wards. Your guidance. Let us have CCTV cameras. Let us get it right this time around. I pray that such occurrences will not come again. And I want to also deal with this one. This one here says, APC faults PDP, Labour Party, explains why some of its stronghold were lost. I don't know the explanation that APC is actually trying to give to People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party. Anyways, their candidates, Peter Obi of the Labour Party, Atiku of the PDP, have already promised APC, meet me in court. When we get to court, we present our evidence. My dear viewers, I want to plead with you to always try to join us on our social media handles. On Facebook, we remain TAV TV, and on YouTube as well, we are also TAV TV. Your comments are very important. Don't forget to drop your comments, and also don't forget to hit on the subscribe button. We need you to subscribe so that you can always be the first to receive what? Notification. I am still Jennifer Adawamo, and thank you for staying with me on the newspaper review today.